This is the Keeping Your Money Show with Jamie Westenbarger and Bart Steindler.
All right, welcome back to Keep Your Money Show. Jamie Westenbarger, joined as always by Bart Steindler. If you're just tuning in, we were talking about home health care costs and the reality that many of us are going to have to face them and what can be done to help with that. If you missed any part of the show, you can always find it on our website. Just go to keepingyourmoney.com. You can also find podcasts of the show on our podcast partners at iTunes, Google Play Music, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. If you're not following us on Facebook, why not? Go do it now. Facebook.com/keepingyourmoney. You get updates on things we're going to talk about on the show, as well as any events that we have coming up, which it's kind of the end of the year, holidays and stuff like that. Not a lot going on in Keeping Your Money Show, but not a lot going on anywhere. We kind of have family obligations, and everybody's got their little parties they got to go to and stuff. So
we'll kick it up again in January.
Yep. Next 6 weeks will be a little slow, but everybody's got other things to be doing. But we'll have some more events coming up in January. Looking at a potential workshop on helping you work through retirement income, how you can figure out what you need and how you're going to get it and all of that type of stuff in kind of a low-key workshop format. So more information on that to come down the road. I want to remind you, if you ever want to contact us, maybe you need a first opinion, maybe you need a second opinion, maybe you've never had an opinion and you just like Bart's, you can give us a call. 888-98-MONEY is the number. That's 888-986-6639. We'd love to sit down with you and help you figure out if you don't have a plan, an income generation plan for when you retire and you don't have a pension. Every day that goes by is making it a little bit more difficult for that retirement, in your horizon. So give us a call. We'd love to sit down with you. First consultation, always completely free with no obligation. So we were talking about home health care. We were talking about healthcare expenses. I think when we think of health savings accounts, Bart, and we just talked to somebody the other day about this.
Right.
We think of the money we put away to cover our deductibles and copays for this year, right? So I'm putting $200 a paycheck into my HSA, and next month when I go to the dentist and the copay is $45 and I got to pay $80 on that crown, I swipe my HSA debit card and it comes out of my account, and I didn't pay any taxes on it going in and I didn't pay any taxes on it coming out. That's what everyone thinks of with an HSA.
Pretty simple concept, but it could be more.
Yeah, because you're missing the real benefits of an HSA, because an HSA has the ability to do something that, quite frankly, nothing else in the tax code does right now, and that is the money goes in pre-tax, it grows tax deferred, and as long as you take the money out for health and medical expenses, then it's tax-free on withdrawal. So the question is, if you're getting tax deferred growth and tax-free withdrawal, very similar to a Roth IRA, why would we use the money this year? You're not going to get any growth. You're probably got it sitting in a money market account right now in your HSA making nothing. So if you've maxed out your 401k, you've maxed out your Roths, or maybe you make too much money to qualify for a Roth, why are you not maxing out an HSA account, investing it and planning on having that money in retirement to use tax-free for all of these medical expenses we're talking about?
Right, and I'm scanning here through the article, but the percentage of people that were maxing out their plan was incredibly low. And I believe it was 13% or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, a lot of people are not realizing that they can take advantage of this, and like a lot of the IRA accounts too, if you're over 55 years old, you can put another $1,000 a year in there. So if you're over 55 and you're a couple, you can be putting $7,000 a year away in this plan. So let's say you're going to work from 55 to 65. So that's $7,000 times 10. That's $70,000 you can put in there. Now, you pretty much know, there's all sorts of estimates out there, but you pretty much know that between 65 and the time that you and your spouse are going to be deceased, you're going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of $230,000 to $280,000 in medical expenses that are out of pocket. That doesn't include long-term care. Okay, so you would have that 70,000 there. Now, if you are investing that and you even got a invested that conservatively and have a small gain on that, your 70,000 is going to be quite a bit more than that. That's roughly a third of the money that you're going to need in that area. So that's a big part of the retirement puzzle that you don't have to solve.
Or how about break it down this way? If you put the 7,000 or 6,900 away for family coverage, okay, in 2019 it goes to 7,000. So 7,000, and you did that for the next 20 years. So let's say you're 45 years old and you're maxing that out for the next 20 years. Okay.
You can do 6,000 a year from 45 to 55, and then from 55
you're right. Sorry.
on, it's 7,000.
Okay, so 6,000.
Okay.
So let's just do 6. We won't do the step up and all that. Okay, but
Okay.
you do that for 20 years. It's $120,000. Okay,
Right.
If we look at the average of what all these different research companies say you're going to need for medical, because it's everywhere from 197,000 to 400,000 depending on who you ask. Okay, so let's just call it 250, right?
Okay.
And if you look at that 250, and instead of looking at it as a lump sum, let's look at what that means on an annual basis.
Right.
And that means $5,200 per person. Okay.
Right.
So if we've put away $100,000 over that 20-year period, 120,000, let's say a real average rate of return of 5-6%. That 120,000 is now somewhere in the neighborhood of 200,000, give or take. And these are all hypotheticals, obviously, people. Don't anyone call and ask me what investment they need to put it in to get that. I mean, just looking at an average 20-year period of time.
These are conservative estimates.
So now you have $200,000.
Right.
Which means if you could find something 20 years from now that paid a 5% interest rate, okay, you could draw interest out of your HSA account to cover the cost of the annual health expenses estimated you will need at age 65.
Right.
That one piece of your retirement puzzle completely solved because you put $6,000 a year away in your HSA. That's how simple it is. That's $500 a month. You can do that.
Instead of every time you go to the dentist or every time you go to the doctor, let's just write a check out of our checking account to pay for that, and let's let this money that has tax advantages like nothing else in the code has, let's let that money sit and grow for us so that we can use it to solve that part of the puzzle in retirement.
And I think what we need to think about with the HSA is we need to think about it like we think about our 401k. Well, how most people think. If you take loans out of your 401k, you're doing it wrong. Right? I think we can all agree with that. Even people that take a loan probably realize they shouldn't, right? If we treated our HSAs like we treat our IRAs and our 401ks, that we're putting that in for the future, then we'll be great. We'll be that much better off. So stop thinking of the HSA as I'm putting the money in January so I can use it in June, and start thinking about it like another form of savings for your retirement. Because here's the other thing, folks. Because of the tax-free nature of the withdrawal, it can be hugely important to have if you retire early. Let's say you did really well and you're like, the HSA is not even that important to me because I've saved well. I'm going to have a business I'm going to sell or whatever, right? But the tax-free nature of those withdrawals still makes it really a big deal. Because now at 58, when you can't touch your IRA without a penalty, you could take money out of your HSA without a penalty as long as you're using it for medical expenses, which the medical expenses rule is pretty loose. There's a lot of ways that can be considered medical expenses. So if you want more information on this, you want to talk to us about it, feel free to give us a call. This is a huge, huge, huge advantage that not enough people are taking. You're using your HSA account wrong, and we want to help you use it right. 888-98-MONEY is the number. All right, coming up, we're going to talk about lump sum versus monthly payment pensions right here on the Keep Your Money Show.
Is
Is your 401k sturdy enough to help support your retirement goals? The Keeping Your Money Show has a team of advisors that will help you size up the assets currently in your 401k and explore asset allocation based on your goals. Call the Keeping Your Money Show today at 1-888-98-MONEY or visit keepingyourmoney.com to learn how you can start solidifying your foundation for a strong retirement plan.